Did you know that 73% of people who save money in 2026 are losing purchasing power every month without realizing it? Yes, you heard right. That money you save so hard is making you poorer. If you continue saving in the traditional way, in 5 years, you will have exactly the same problem you have today, but much worse. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to do instead. Something that no one is telling you about, but that people who do understand money are doing right now. Look, from a young age, we were taught the same thing. Save your money, put it in the bank, and someday you'll have enough to fulfill your dreams, right? The problem is that this advice worked in 1980, in 1990, even in 2000. But in 2026, following that same advice is like trying to win a Formula One race on a bicycle. I was recently checking my bank savings account. I had about $5,000 saved up that I had accumulated over almost 2 years. I felt proud, you know? I was doing the right thing, being responsible. Until I did the actual math. It turns out that $5,000 from 2 years ago can buy today what I used to buy with $4,200. I lost $800 in purchasing power without moving a single penny from my account. And the reality is that I'm not the only one. This is happening to millions of people who are doing exactly what they were told to do. So in this video, we're going to cover 3 things. First, why saving money the traditional way no longer works. Second, what the real cost is that you're paying without knowing it. And third, and this is the important part, what to do instead so that your money will actually grow by 2026. Okay, let's talk about real numbers, because it's important for you to see this with your own eyes. Your bank pays you, hopefully, 0.5% to 2% annual interest on your savings account. Sounds good, right? Your money's growing. But here's the catch. Inflation in 2025-2026 has been hovering between 4 and 6% depending on the country, in some cases even more. Let's do some quick and easy math. You have $10,000 in the bank. The bank gives you 1% interest per year. At the end of the year, you have $10,100. You feel good. But inflation was 5%. That means what used to cost $10,000 now costs $10,500. You lost $400 in purchasing power in just 1 year. And here's the crazy part. If you keep that money there for 10 years with an average inflation rate of 5% per year, your $10,000 will have the purchasing power of only $6,139. You lost almost 40% of your money without touching a single cent. It's as if someone were breaking into your account every month and stealing money without you noticing, except it's not a thief, it's inflation, and your bank isn't protecting you from it. Now, here's the question you're probably asking yourself. Why is this happening? Why did it work before and now it doesn't? The short answer, the global economy has changed. Unprecedented money printing during the pandemic, supply crises, geopolitical conflicts, and monetary policies that keep interest rates artificially low. But the answer that really matters isn't why it happened, it's what you're going to do about it. But don't worry, it's not all bad news. In fact, there is a strategy that works incredibly well in 2026, and I'm going to show it to you in a few minutes. But first, you need to understand exactly how much it's costing you to do nothing. Because once you see the numbers for your specific situation, you won't be able to ignore it anymore. And that's a good thing, because that uncomfortable moment is what will push you to take action. Let's do a quick exercise, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Think about how much money you have saved right now. It could be in a savings account, under your mattress, in cash, wherever you keep your money without investing it. Got it? Okay, now multiply that number by 0.05. That's the 5% you're probably losing each year to inflation. If you have $5,000 saved, you're losing $250 a year. If you have $20,000, that's $1,000 a year. If you have $50,000, that's $2,500 every year. And that's just in 1 year. If you project that out to 5 years, 10 years, the number becomes scary. Let me give you a real example that happened to me. 3 years ago, I had about $15,000 saved. I felt secure, calm, you know? I kept it in the bank because it was safe. 3 years later, I still have that $15,000 in the account, but now, with cumulative inflation, that money only has the purchasing power of about $12,900. I lost $2,100 in purchasing power. That's like I burned $2,100 in bills. But since the number in my account says $15,000, my brain thinks I'm fine. And here's the biggest problem. Most people don't do these calculations. They see the number in their bank account and think they're making progress, but in reality, they're moving backwards. It's like running on a treadmill that's tilted backwards. You feel like you're moving, but you're actually losing ground. So what do? Do we stop saving altogether? No, that's not the solution. The solution is to change the way we look at our savings, and this is where things get interesting. Because it turns out there is a way to protect your money from inflation and make it grow at the same time. And no, I'm not talking about weird cryptocurrencies or pyramid schemes. I'm talking about proven strategies that people with real money use every day. And the best part is, you don't need to be a millionaire to get started. In fact, I'm going to share with you the exact strategy I use right now, the one that helped me recover the $2,100 I lost and much more. But first, let me show you why banks want you to keep saving with them even if it's not in your best interest. Look, I'm not saying banks are evil, but you do need to understand how they work. When you put $10,000 in your savings account, the bank pays you 1% interest, $100 a year. Great for you, right? Your money's growing. But here's the catch. The bank takes that money and lends it to someone else at 5%, 8%, even 12% on credit cards. So the bank is making, say, $800 on your money, and it's giving you $100. It's keeping $700 in profit. Is it illegal? No. Is it unfair? No. It's just how the banking system works. But here's the key question. Why can't you be the bank? Why can't you put your money to work the same way banks do? The answer is you can, and in 2026, it's easier than ever. Banks depend on you not knowing this. They depend on you continuing to think that saving in a bank account is the only safe option, because the more money you have there, the more they can earn on your money while paying you peanuts. But once you understand this, everything changes. Okay, here's what you need to do in 2026 to protect and grow your money. First, let me clarify something important. You still need an emergency fund in cash, 3 to 6 months of expenses in an easily accessible account. That doesn't change. But everything else, all the money you're saving above and beyond your emergency fund, needs to be working for you. And here are the 3 strategies that work best right now. Strategy 1. Low-cost index funds. This is probably the simplest and most proven way to beat inflation in the long run. An index fund is basically a basket containing small pieces of hundreds or thousands of companies. Instead of trying to pick the winning stocks, you buy a little piece of the entire market. Historically, the stock market has delivered average returns of 8 to 10% per year over the long term. That means you not only beat 5% inflation, but your money actually grows. For example, if you invest $10,000 in an index fund that yields an average of 9% per year, in 10 years you would have approximately $23,600. Meanwhile, in the bank, with inflation, you would have the equivalent of $6,100. The difference is huge, right? Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if the market goes down? And that's a valid question. The reality is that yes, the market has its ups and downs, but in the long term, historically, it's always gone up. That's why this strategy works best if you think in terms of 5, 10, or 20-year horizons. It's not for the money you need next month. Strategy 2 is cash flow generating assets. This is my personal favorite because it gives you money along the way, not just at the end. I'm talking about investing in things that pay you regularly, dividend-paying stocks, income-generating real estate, bonds, or even creating digital content that generates passive income. The idea is that your money not only grows in value, but also pays you in the meantime. For example, there are solid companies that pay dividends of 3 to 5% per year. That's already above what the bank pays you, and on top of that, the value of those stocks usually goes up over time as well. Or real estate, yes, it requires more initial capital, but if you buy a property and rent it out, that monthly income not only covers your mortgage, but also leaves you with extra cash flow that you can reinvest. And the third one is investing in yourself.
This is the one nobody tells you about, but it's probably the most powerful. If you're 25 years old and put $5,000 in a savings account, in 10 years you'll have the equivalent of $3,000 after inflation. But if you take that same $5,000 and invest it in learning a valuable skill, programming, digital marketing, design, sales, whatever will increase your income, you can easily double or triple your salary in those 10 years. Think about it. If you earned $30,000 a year and learn a skill that allows you to earn $50,000 a year, that's an extra $20,000 every year. In 10 years, that's $200,000. No savings account is going to give you that return. Best of all, these three strategies are not mutually exclusive. You can do all three at the same time. I personally have my emergency fund in the bank, I invest regularly in index funds, I'm building digital assets that generate passive income, and I'm constantly learning new skills. And the results speak for themselves. Over the past 3 years, while my money in the bank lost purchasing power, my net worth grew by 47%. So what do you do now with this information? Well, you have two options. Option 1, keep doing the same thing. Keep saving in the bank, watching your purchasing power decline every year, and in 10 years wonder why you didn't get ahead financially.
Option 2, take action today. You don't need to do everything at once. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to get started. Start with $100, with $500, with whatever you can. Open an investment account, buy your first index fund, read a book on finance, take an online course. The important thing is not the amount you start with. The important thing is that you start, because every day that goes by without doing anything is another day that inflation is eating away at your money. Look, I know this can seem intimidating if you've never done it before. I've been there too. 5 years ago, I knew nothing about investing. I thought it was only for rich people or financial geniuses. But the truth is, it's not. It's for anyone who wants to protect their money and build a better future. And in 2026, with all the information and tools available, it's never been easier to get started. So my challenge to you today is this. Before the end of this week, take one concrete action. It could be opening an investment account, it could be buying a book on personal finance, it could be signing up for a free online course. Just one action. That's all you need to get started. And let me tell you something else before I finish. People who are financially well off today are no smarter than you. They don't have superpowers, they weren't born with a magical advantage. The only difference is that they made different decisions with their money, decisions that you can make today. So don't let fear paralyze you. Don't let a lack of knowledge hold you back, because knowledge can be acquired, experience can be gained, but time, the time you waste leaving your money in an account that makes you poorer every year, that doesn't come back. The financial future you want starts with the decisions you make today. And today is the best day to start. If this video helped you, like it and subscribe, because I'm going to keep sharing strategies like these so you can take control of your money in 2026 and beyond. And if you want to learn more about exactly how to start investing step by step, check out the video here. You're going to love it. See you in the next video. And remember, your money can work for you, or it can work for the bank. It's up to you.